Find functional hilarity at the Biffa Emporium. Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly. I can turn a shade tree into a money tree, but I have to use my staff to attack other people because I'm too craven to do it myself. So let's speak on it. Why is Don here? Why? Who gets down in the comments and demands Don? Who out here wants Juan? Maybe Juan Dixon? But not Don Juan. So we talking about Kenya was bored during the quarantine and eating a bunch. Well, we was all doing that. So apparently Toya was Kandi's friend. I'm not surprised Kandi had a lesbian friend, but I am surprised that she hung on to Kenya's leg. So they cut a whole bunch of stuff out, which is why the first part of the season was so terrible. I want to know what happened at Todd's birthday. So apparently Portia said something about Kandi's Black Lives Matter efforts, and that's why Kenya threw shade at Portia's Black Lives Matter efforts and said she was getting arrested for the gram. So Kandi was the one who put together the Black Lives Matter show on Bravo, and Portia thought she should have been in the lead. And there were some leaked text messages, because Portia and Kandi still can't stand each other. They just ain't gonna do it on camera. So now we get on Shade and Drew's wig for a good 3 minutes, because it's the worst Kenya has ever seen. But then since she's talking about the worst she's ever seen, she has to fess up to her makeup wasn't up to snuff her first few seasons because she was coming from a different medium. No, honey, you needed a medium for that dead skin. She gonna say, oh, I was going for a dewy look, but it looks bad on high def. Your first season wasn't in high def, heifer. Kenya gonna say, oh, it was cool with me and Drew at first. She mentioned she wanted to produce, and I said, oh, well, you know, I've produced commercials, exercise videos that didn't go anywhere, pilots that didn't get picked up, so I can help you fail for a plot line. So Kenya likes Fallon and is upset the show didn't show her more. So Fallon's her favorite. Donna is confused. I thought you were down with Toya's twat. And she said, oh no, them hoes ain't loyal. Once she put her face in Portia's puss, the clicking with Kenya was over. Kenya gonna tell the fans, act like you're 18 and over. Stop bullying us on who we can be friends with. We're not bullying. We're like, why are you going back to the same bull with the same person that you ain't been able to make it work with for 4 years, but now on year 5, you think this heifer's changed when we see them in the confessional saying the same old shit. Oh, I know you heifers ain't trying to toot your own horns. Everybody said Housewives was so boring, but now it's heated up. Girl, please, you ain't hit lukewarm on my stove. There, Bethany, hip. It took you 10 weeks to give us 2.5 interesting episodes, and you think you done something? Think again. Who says it's the best season ever? Who told that lie? Your daughter? Ace? Blaze. I don't know who told you that, but somebody was lying. Kandi gonna say, y'all gotta give us some grace. I ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die. Let's get that straight first. Second, grace. You've been at this for what, 12 years now? Heaven, ain't no time for grace. You supposed to come with it. You ain't new to this, you true to this. We're introducing new y'all should have been introduced some new heifers, but y'all was lazy. Your production was pathetic, and you milked that Nene story for all it wasn't worth for too many seasons. Ain't no time for grace. You should have been with it. Whining about, oh, the virus. The virus ain't got shit to do with your drama. Your marriage was a joke long before the Vi-Vi. They gonna say the season really began in South Carolina, so you just wasted 10 weeks of our time. That's what you're saying. And what you're saying is sorry. So Kenya said she was bored. That's why she made it her business to tell everybody's business. No, it's that you had nothing going on and you didn't want us to focus on your mess of a marriage to Mark. Oh, Lord, Kenya's still coming for Portia. Well, Portia slut shamed too. Since people want to say I slut shame, let's not forget that sermon she did way back talking about whores and gays. Oh, Lord, Kenya could wait to bring that up. Kenya always want to read Portia from A to Z. Kandi said that wasn't on the show. Kenya said, well, it was said. Oh. Kandi, you got the nerve to look disappointed in Kenya. Come on. Here's the thing. Don't act like it. You know you can't stand Portia either. You know you can't stand her. Why do you think you got Kenya up on here? Why don't you bring Portia on to speak on it? Let her speak up. Kenya is ready for the reunion. Kenya and Marlo are still in a good place at the end of the season pre-reunion, so Portia was right. She did get her butt an ally. Kenya gonna say Drew and Portia are the same person, but Drew is smarter. Child, Kenya called both of them slow. She said, y'all take seasons to catch up to me. I don't see Drew and Portia as the same person. She said Drew is grasping for relevancy. Well, what are you doing when you grasp for Walter, when you grasp for Matt, and when you grasp for Mark, whose hand isn't even in the same state as you? What are you grasping for? She gonna say she wasn't relevant before. She had many years of not working, just like yourself. One of your last credits was Waiting to Exhale, where you had one line. Lionel, you haven't danced with me all night. Kenya's able to say, no newbies have stuck since me and Portia, so you see why Drew is doing the most to stay on the show. And Kandi does have a point. It's like, we could take the shade out of it. You do have to interact to have a storyline. So Drew was getting under Kenya's skin behind the scenes because she kept talking about her daughter, which she couldn't talk about because Brooklyn wasn't supposed to be on the trip. And I'm like, if y'all know the girls ain't supposed to bring their kids and somebody sneaks and bring a kid because they have to, why can't y'all just be like, okay, we gonna support our girl because she got to bring our baby to work like sometimes we do? If y'all want to get mad at production. Don't take it out on Kenya. So editing made it look like Drew was on Kenya's side, which is why Kenya seemed nastier in the confessional than she actually was. Well, if legally you can't talk about your daughter, but you begging everybody to be your village and you talk about nannies and everything else, what's the issue? So the girls felt it was real Kim Zolciak-ish that Kenya's able to bring her baby again and they can't bring their kids and haven't been. That's a production issue, not a Kenya issue. Kandi said, no, I just thought you was using your baby to get out of work early. Again, like Kim Zolciak. Well, I heard y'all down there arguing. It was Portia mainly. It wasn't you. Again, Kenya, do you need to eat Portia's puss? Because you are obsessed with this woman. It was all her. And it was firing you up, Kandi. My God. And you wonder why we talk about Kenya so damn much. She ain't said shit about Cynthia, but is on Portia's puss. Oh, Lord, now Kenya talking about her pattern of ain't shit men. Girl, we know that. Now she's saying he don't want a divorce. Well, what do we want? Because he sure don't want to live in the same state with you. Now Kenya just lying. Oh, I had a guy waiting a year for this puss and he still asked to marry me. No, he didn't. And why would you be with somebody for a year if you didn't want to marry him? Why? And you ain't having sex, girl. You was just getting free dinners. I guess that's when you was broke. Okay, Kenya, some men ain't worth keeping, but you can't find one worth it? That's the thing. You on a show called Housewives and you can't keep a man. That's the issue. Manlessness ain't the issue. You're on a show called Housewives, and every time you have a relationship, you faking the funk. It ain't about you can't keep a man. It's about you can't keep a man that you pay. That's the issue, heifer. That's the issue. Would nobody be talking about your manless butt if you was on a show called Single Ladies, but you out here perpetrating a fraud? That's why we saying you can't keep a man when you're on Housewives, but manless. You have had 3 fraudulent relationships where it seems as if you have paid these men for services rendered and donations given. So yeah, we're going to be surprised that you can't keep a man. It's not validating you as a woman, it's validating your point on this show. You came on with anybody, Walter, then you moved to man. You never said, I'm single, happy, and proud, and I'm going to have this baby by myself. You've been running and chasing up, and remember when you were first on, I can't find a man, poor Phaedra, oh my God, I can't find a man, help me find a man. Remember when she was crying, but now you want to play all strong and independent, but you was just trying over Mark who wouldn't move to the same state as you? You're going to have to pick a struggle, honey. You can't play both at the same time. The thing is, you can validate yourself, Kenya, absolutely. But you're on Housewives desperately trying to become a wife. You have been begging to get married for the past half decade. We've seen it. Actually 8 years. 8 years. So when we've watched you do something unsuccessfully, we're gonna speak on it. Or in your case, bump on it. She gonna say, I know how to get a ring and I know how to get proposed to. But when you first came on the show, you were begging Walter or anybody to propose to you. You were begging him and his toupee. Oh, I think he's gonna propose. I think we're gonna get married. Ooh. Remember? Pepperidge Farm remembers that was your plot line. You and Phaedra bonded over that bull. Kenya went on and pleaded the fifth about leaking the story to Page 6. She gonna say, I'm just kidding. I would mess with Page 6 because they took a Marlowe story about how my Birkins were bullshit and didn't even ask me for a comment. Girl, it's the game you in. Ain't nobody calling you for commentary about your cheap bags. And whether they're real or bag borrowed steel, you should be happy for the press and promotion. Kenya gonna say, I was so cool with you. I told her bring some Spanx because I know you got issues with your body. See, Kenya, you always throwing that rock and hiding that hand. Don gonna ask her, have you seen Tanya? America hasn't seen Tanya. So apparently they got some embarrassing audio because they caught them talking about Tanya in the toilet. Child, now we taking it back to Walter, and Kenya said, oh, well, there was somebody who said that we were dating, but everybody wants to say we were lying. Walter said he never hit it. Walter said you paid him to come on the show. Walter said he's here for 22s, 24s, and 26s, and you're a 48. Okay, so Kenya said, look, Portia lied on me about Apollo, and then Kandi, I was light years ahead of knowing Portia wasn't shit, because she sure did try to mess you up. That's what I meant. So Donna Wana says, oh, I'm close to Kenya. We text all the time. I'm not surprised you'd have such a shitty friend. So now we get to talk about Kenya's lesbonics. And she said, well, I've never had a threesome. I did in trois, but that was for the camera. I think Kenya's too boring. And her butt's too lumpy. So Kenya's like, I'm not a real lesbian, but I like a lady to be a lady, and Toya was too Trumpy for me. All right, well, I bored myself for an hour, so you didn't have to. I'll talk to you soon for basketball heifers.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly, allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly, allegedly.